So we're all from coastal cities. Elise and I are from the West Coast and Bronte's from Boston. And so this is particularly of interest to us.
The science behind the rise in sea levels is complicated by a number of factors.
Traditionally, we understand it as a positive feedback with albedo. Ice will melt from the sheets and then sea levels will rise. Then there is less ice that can reflect rays from the atmosphere, and so the temperatures in our atmosphere increase, which leads to more ice melting, and then this repeats itself in a cycle.
Another important factor is water tends to be pulled up and gathered close towards icebergs, and when they melt, not only are they adding more water into the ocean, but they have less of a gravitational pull, and the water that was swelled up near them is going to be distributed to other areas.
What does this all mean for us? Well, we can consider the implications in three larger categories: environmental, economic, and socio-political.
Some of the projected environmental impacts that are expected are erosions of our natural coastlines and destructions of habitats.
On the economic level, we'd see a lot of potential property damage along the coastline, and it would also cost a lot to enact storm hardening measures.
Lastly, the social and political implications have to do with the refugee crisis that will most likely result from the sea levels rising. So many people won't be able to live where they now live, and we'll have to figure out where these populations should go, how they'll get there, and who will take them in.
Every city is impacted differently by sea level rising, but a good example to look at is New York City. Projections show that within 100 to 300 years, Manhattan could be largely underwater.
Before that even happens, we'll see the intensifying of a lot of storms along the coastline. For example, in New York City, the experience of Superstorm Sandy in 2012 was, for many people, an indication of what sea level rising might be doing in the future. This isn't just a problem that's going to be facing North America. As we talked about in class, the consequences of things like sea level rise are really worldwide.
The areas that contribute the least to climate change are often the most affected, and this particularly applies here, where a lot of the island nations that really don't contribute that much carbon emission are going to be the first that really will face a crisis.
It's important to remember that there's still time to begin reversing some of our policy and behavioral decisions
Before we all
go underwater!